These are bad times for art in general and bad times for photography in particular. The encounter between capitalism and the fine arts has blunted the radical or critical edge of art. It seems that photography is influenced by this reality even more intensely than other arts, as it is interwoven with the capitalistic industry of image making in a fundamental way. I'm curious to hear your opinion. How can the current state of photography can contribute to its evolution?
I certainly agree with the, how do you say, the premise of the question. I'm not sure what the real question is, but that in the parts of the world that we all and most of the people who are likely to be most of the people, if any, who are likely to be deeply interested in what we're saying tonight, are already very inescapably enmeshed in capitalism. So which deserves to be considered and critiqued, but none of us is going to escape from anytime soon. So I think that, of course, photography is part of that, and it is international capitalism has now gotten so that it has it's part of every part of our lives. You know, maybe 30, 40 years ago, somebody in rural France could shut down their shop for 2 months in August and September, and that was fine because everybody else around there did. All the competition. Now, what somebody is doing in a market in the United States and China and God knows where else actually has an effect upon the economy of that local situation, and so that the patterns of local behavior that had existed for a very long time under capitalism can't anymore. And I think that photography is part of that too. But where that's going to go, I have no idea.
We keep asking you questions about the future, but perhaps we can focus on the present. We talked on Saturday about money and power and going to the museum.
Well, I think that sometimes we are scared. When I say we, it's people that are working in institutions in like Jeu de Paume or like MoMA, but in my case, institutions that are working with public money in a way. And sometimes we are scared about this kind of confrontation between market and artistic practices and not being a lot of in one side and then the other one. I think now that as Peter said, yes, we are working in a kind of global situation, but in the art world and the art market, I think that there are two kinds of economies, if I can say it like that. The economy of the knowledge. So we are now here in the economy of the knowledge, and the economy of the commodity, the economy of the object of art that has a value and I can exchange with money or with whatever. And this is very difficult to separate now. I think that we are living in a moment that we have to find moments and fragments and territories of resistance in a way, but that the economy of knowledge has entered into the market. So some of the artists that that are now very well known, very well sold, very well on all the collections and so on. They need this economy of knowledge that we are providing as curators, as critics, as institutions, exhibitions, and so on. And this ambiguity, it's something that we are, I'm always confronted towards.
Peter, would you like to add something?
Yes, but I'm trying to see if I can make it clearly without I think that those...
You can disagree with me.
No, I don't, but I don't disagree with you. Not on this argument.
We'll see.
There's a long tradition in the West of artistic, serious artistic activity being a resistance to a dominant culture and all the rest of that. And of course there are people in particular difficult circumstances, but I do think that that we should admit that all of us are enjoying a situation of an enormous degree of artistic freedom and possibility, of which this gathering itself is an expression. Mm-hmm. We're not exactly leading the revolution on the barricades, is what I mean.
Not now.
Who is we?
Well, us.
All right.
If somebody was leading the revolution, they wouldn't be here. They'd be out.
I agree. Unless it is the future revolution.
It's not a criticism. It's just,
no,
I don't think we should fool ourselves.
Yeah.